So we'll discuss the EIGRP route summarization now. Now we already know that EIGRP stands for the Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. It is a hybrid routing protocol. It has some features of link state as well as a distance vector. Like the link state routing protocol, it actually has some neighbor table, some topology table, and for the distance vector routing protocol, it also sends routing updates to its neighbor routers. But what is the benefit of the route summarization? Let's say I've configured some EIGRP routes, very simple routes I have configured, and I have, say, configured some loopback interfaces or some Ethernet interfaces. But how to summarize? What is the purpose of the summarization? What do you mean by the summarization? So we'll start with the introduction to the EIGRP means we'll discuss what is the EIGRP. It is a Cisco proprietary routing protocol. Yes, it has been a routing protocol that is from the Cisco systems, and it could be configured on the routers that only belongs to Cisco. It was never configured on any other router like the Juniper router. But now you can configure it, but for a long time it was a Cisco proprietary protocol. And it has link state and distance vector characteristics. And is also very fast. Why? Because of its ACE autonomous system number, it actually converges very fast, like the OSPF routing protocol. In OSPF, we know that it has also the ACE number and also it is divided into areas. So, like OSPF, EIGRP also converges very fast. Now, EIGRP has some advanced features such as route summarization, and it plays a very crucial role in enhancing the network performance. So, how it enhances performance, let's understand. What is the route summarization after all? Route summarization condenses or it combines the multiple routes, multiple routing entries into a single summary route. We call it a single summary route. Means it has all the routes. Like it is like a packet. It's like a bunch, and inside that packet you have all the routes. This technique not only minimizes the routing table size, but also enhances the efficiency of routing table because if the router has to send routing updates one by one, then definitely it has to use more processing power. But if it doesn't need to use that, definitely its efficiency will increase and it reduces resource consumption on the router. So what are the benefits of route summarization? First of all, it reduces the routing table size. I will show you the route summarization in a while, but let's understand that it reduces the RIB, the routing information base, because there are lots of routes in the RIB, say lakhs of routes. And if you do not do the summarization, the routing table size will grow, grow, and grow. So by consolidating multiple routes into a single summary route, the route summarization significantly decreases the size of the routing table. Definitely, if you want to do the fast convergence, you cannot have a bulky routing table like it has a lot of routes in it. Now, if you do that, then definitely it will not going to summarize fast. So if you want to do the fast convergence, fast summarization, you have to reduce the routing table volume. Second is decreases bandwidth usage for routing updates. So the route summarization minimizes the amount of data sent because you are summarizing, you are picking the routes and you are putting it in the packet. Say there are 4, 5, 6, or 10 routes and you are not doing individual routing. You are putting it inside the packet. So it is conserving the network bandwidth because network bandwidth you have to conserve always. That is the most important part because your bandwidth is not going to go up. It is a finite bandwidth. You are not having an infinite bandwidth in this case. So it is particularly beneficial in environments with limited bandwidth and where essential traffic like voice traffic, video traffic needs to be prioritized. It improves the convergence time that we already know. With fewer routes being advertised, EIGRP can converge more quickly when there are changes in the network, like EIGRP sends some multicast packets we know. So if there is any change in the network, it sends a multicast packet. It sends a group specific query message. So this rapid convergence reduces the risk of routing loops, because if the convergence is slow, then what will happen? The packet may come back to the source and it may cause the routing loop. But definitely the overall network reliability will increase if you have the fast convergence feature. It enhances network stability and performance. Overall network stability is enhanced through route summarization, as it reduces the complexity of routing information. So definitely the network stability will increase, your performance will also increase, and will lead to fewer errors and an increase in network performance. Now you can do it with the interface level summarization that we'll do, because the EIGRP performs through summarization primarily at the interface level, which allows routers to present summarized information. Now we'll do that interface level summarization. Also, you can advertise single summary route advertisement. Now with EIGRP, routers can advertise a single summary route that represents multiple specific routes. We'll do that. We'll first see the auto summarization, because EIGRP has auto summarization feature. It has the manual summary feature also. So we will explore this. And also we'll do the summary route calculation. The calculation of the summary route in EIGRP is based on the network addresses included in the routing table, because how many network addresses you can summary, definitely it will depend on the common bits and the variable bits that you have in that network addresses. So let me take you to the summarization now. After this theory part, we'll straight go to the practical. So let me open my GNS3. This is the GNS3 console. Let me start the routers. And just go to the console. I'm launching the console. I will give the IP addresses and then I will summarize. First, I will show you the auto summarization. I will switch on the auto summarization. By default, it is switched on, and then I will switch off the auto summarization, and then we'll verify that whether the manual summarization we can configure. Now go to the interfaces 0 by 0. This is definitely the directly connected interface. Shut. I'm giving say 192.168.0.1, and you can give the default or any other mask as you wish. And on R2, we also have 0 by 0 interface. 0. So I've given the IP address on the interfaces, and now go to the R1 and create some loop back. Loop back, say 0, and IP address is say 172.16.0.1, 255, 255, 255, and 0. And also create interface loop back 1 and give the IP address 172.16.1.1 and the 255, 255, 2550 submit mask. So if I do it and then go back to the config mode and enter the router EIGRP post, like say, or the ACE number I should say, that is a 1, and network 0.0.0.0, you are advertising every network, and you are switching on auto summary. That is the auto summary feature that I am switching on. And now go to the R2. Similarly, router EIGRP is number 1. But you are advertising every network 0.0.0.0 and auto summary. Now, if you see show IP root EIGRP, so it is showing the 17016. But if you see, then you'll see 17016 0.0 roots there slash 16. It is actually calculating the summarized root 17016 0.0. And now I will stop the auto summarization. I will give no auto summary. On R2 also, let's go to the EIGRP of the EIGRP1, no auto summary. Show IP root. And now you will see that 172.16 0.0 as well as you can see 172.16 1.0. Previously only 172.16 0.0 and the slash 16, that is the 255.255.00, that is it was taking the class B idea, so it was automatic summarization. Now I can do the manual summarization on the R1 for this 172.16 0.1 and 1.1. How to do it? Let's go to the interface level. Interface F0Y0, go to IP summary address, then EIGRP and then process number 1, and then you give 172.16 0.0 and the subnet mask 255.55.54. This is the way to do the summarization with IP summary address in the interface level, EIGRP and the case number, whatever you have, and then the summary address 1sim16.0.0. Why 254? Because you're having 1sim16.0 and 1sim16.1, so the 7 bits are common. Only the last bit is changing, so that is why this one. Or you can do this, or you can actually say that in the third octet it is changing. So it is also you can do any subnet mask, but also you can give no, and you can give a summary address as this one because it's changing in the third octet 255, 255, 254.0 because it's changing in the third octet because it's not changing in the fourth octet, so you can give it in the third octet. So now just go to the R2, same command, show IP root, and you can see 1.16 0.0 slash 23 is submitted. And also you make sure that no auto summary is configured. So router EIGRP and no auto summary should be there. And here also auto router EIGRP1 and no auto summary. If you have done it also again to re-verify that. Yes, we have already switched out the summarization, so nothing changed. And you have got the 0.0 slash 23, that is a summarized root. This is a summarized root that we have got. So that is about the EIGRP summarization process, and I'll see you in the next video.